Hi, I want to talk to you about water-soluble products that you can use for mixed media. There is a lot of different things that you can use, and some might be kind of unexpected. In terms of range of price, you can keep things pretty low. You don't have to go totally high-end unless you want something that's archival quality, meaning it's not going to fade. One of my favorite things that I like to use is blow pens. You can get them fairly cheap at most retailers, and they're great because after you've done your splatter effect, you can just take a brush. This brush is a Crayola set. They're fairly inexpensive. I think you get 5 in a set. And what I'll do is I'll dip it in some water, and I will actually be able to blend out my blow pen. So you can really create a really cool effect by having your splatter and then solidify it as it goes out, or even really dilute it so that you only have a little bit of color left. Another product that's really good to have is some kind of Mod Podge or water-based varnish. This is by Deco Patch. This is by Folk Art, Plaid. I think I got this one at the dollar store. I can't really remember. So when you're done, or if you want to mix with your paint and have a really nice glazed effect, shiny, if that's what you're looking for, this one's a satin and this one is a gloss. So you have options to play with. Those are really fun and really great way to seal in things. If you're doing any kind of decoupage or collaging, it's a great option. I also really have to say that I love these Mungio Aquarelle Oil Pastels. They're super cool, and they look like this. You can see they've been well loved and well used. Those are excellent for doing all kinds of drawing and then brushing it out with a little bit of water, or even just adding kind of solid color, or even the white is really nice for some shading. It's really great. On the same subject is that there also are watercolor pencils or water-soluble pencils. Kind of the same thing, depending. These are by Stabilo. There is a white and a black, and they're the aquarellable, they call them. The Stabilo all 8046 and 8052. They come in more colors than this, but it's a really great option if you are wanting to add some depth around whatever image that you're using or that you're drawing. You can do it around your letters and kind of blend it out so that it looks, it stands out a little bit more. I also really like this liquid chalk marker that I purchased from Daiso, which is a $2 Japanese store. I really like this because the same thing, you can use it as a solid white or take your paintbrush and blend it out. It is really beautiful effect, and you can really achieve some almost cloud-like textures, which is really cool if you're looking for that kind of texture difference in your art. Also good to have a white paint marker, or actually tons of different paint markers. This is a Pastilla marker from Daiso. It is a knockoff of a Uniposca pen, but it works. I unfortunately clog most of them, so they get all drippy, but sometimes that drippy effect can be cool. You can pick it up, you can kind of splatter. Obviously make sure you cover your surface first, but white is really fun to play around with. I have a lot of different white mediums. Also really good to have like an Identi-pen. This is great because it's dual-ended. You'll have a really fine tip, and then you'll have a more broad tip. This one is a 1.0 millimeter and a 0.4 millimeter. It's made by Sakura, which I absolutely love their products. They are fantastic. A couple other things that are really good to have is some palettes, some cheap watercolor palettes. You know, you can get something like that, something like this, even something really cheap. I got some Target ages ago. You know, you don't have to get anything fancy. It just adds some color. You can also use things like some powdered pigments. These ones are Magicals. I won these ones from a Jelly Arts jelly plate contest. They're really cool and really shiny. You can mix those in your paint, or sometimes sprinkle them directly on top of your water-based varnish, or you can mix it in as well and have that kind of depth effect going on. It's also really good to have some bleed-proof white, super white, not gonna bleed, great for shading, great for any of that kind of thing. you know, it's like I say, white is always really good to have. Also, you definitely want to have some water brushes. So what these are is I need to clean mine. I need to figure out a better way. This is not good. It's really dirty. Some people put ink, diluted ink in here as well. So basically, you know, you twist it off, you squeeze it under the tap, then you replace that, and you got it going. Amazing for travel as well. Great, you know, you can have a little palette, have a little brush. Love it. Really good. Also have to say that the Faber-Castell watercolor Albert Dürer pencils are the very best. Top of the line, great. It's a small range of colors, but most stores will sell them individually, or you can purchase a large set off the bat. Really depends what your how much you want to spend. But ideally, if you have a budget, the Neocolor Aquarelle, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Caran d'Ache are the best. Please don't use them for face paint. A lot of people will, and it's not advised because it's not really made for that. I don't know if it's toxic or what's in it, but you really don't want it penetrating your skin. Obviously, if you get some on your hands while you're working with it, fine, but don't do this. These water brushes, though, I have to tell you, an incredible deal. They are Sakura. They are Japanese, so when you get them, there's really no English on the package. But I got these on eBay for $3.03 shipped. I did not pay any more than that, and they're really cute and really small and still give you a really nice sized reservoir. And if you place the lid on it, you have pretty much a full size. So it doesn't feel awkward holding them. So if you ruin more expensive ones like me, then buy the cheap ones. That's all I'm going to say. This is a really cute little Winsor Newton watercolor palette. Really nice as well. Great for travel with the water brushes and your pencils. That's what I took when I went to Europe one time. Also, gelatos by Faber-Castell are a lot of fun. So they look like that. They twist up, twist down. You can use them by themselves, and they are quite like a crayon, or you can dilute them. Some of them are very beautiful and have some shine to it. I also want to mention these Mungia watercolor crayons. I do not like them nearly as much as the Caran d'Ache or the Mungia oil pastels, water-soluble ones. They're not very good. They're very waxy, and I find them highly overrated. So they're not particularly something that I would recommend. They're just cheap and not worth it. So, you know, you can obviously buy what you feel like buying, but if you're going to get the Mungia product, buy these. Don't buy these. Simple as that. Also something that's kind of different. It is an adhesive. Probably the best glue that I have found thus far for paper. I make a lot of cards, and this Zig Memory System two-way glue, I think it's available at Michael's in the USA. I have yet to find it here in Canada, but I haven't really looked. This was given to me, and it is made in Japan, so I find things that are made in Japan and Korea are usually of substantially better quality, and so that's generally what I would recommend. Also, it's good to have some ink. Ink is great. You can play around with it. You can drip it. You can, you know, if it's a puddle, you can take a straw. You can dab the straw around to get little circles. You can blow for it to kind of spread out. I just really like using different things. So in terms of water-soluble media, that's kind of what you're going to want. In this art journal, for instance, all these white spots here are the chalk marker, actually. So I just outlined everything with this guy. So definitely get one. They're fun. They're great. The background here, this pink, is actually a blow pen that I used, that I just took a brush to and spread it out and gave that really almost nice pastel kind of look to it. So, I mean, your possibilities are endless. It's great to have something like this Strathmore art journal or some Fabriano Bristol. I recommend Bristol or this kind of art journal, because a heavier weight paper is going to work better with most of your medias, including acrylic and watercolor and water-based mediums. So if you have any questions or you enjoyed my video, I talked a little bit fast, I understand, let me know in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to make some more. So cheers and have a good summer.